Welcome back to The Author's Edge. I'm your host, Allison Lane, and I'm here for this shorty episode just for you. Now, if you're lurking on social because you don't know what to post, this episode is for you. And let me guess, you don't want to post company news, and you don't want to sound self-congratulatory, and you definitely don't want a call from the university provost or your boss or the communications team or even a friend who's going to say, "What was that?" But totally fair. Here's some good news. You can actually post smart, interesting content without going rogue. The mistake people make is assuming that their social content has to stay within their industry. It doesn't. It doesn't have to stay within your genre or your industry or your role within your industry. In fact, that's why most social posts and most social profiles are painfully boring. Everyone's reposting the same trade articles and the same announcements from your company and the same "I'm thrilled to share" updates that no one is actually thrilled about. I've never used the "I'm thrilled about" phrasing about anything other than, well, I don't even know. I mean, I'm thrilled to be here with you, but I'm also super jazzed, which sounds like me. When I ran communications for Sodexo, which is the 13th largest employer on earth, my job was to help senior leaders show up as thoughtful and relevant and not like corporate robots. I am a media junkie, so I curated content that they wouldn't normally see. Books, TED Talks, speakers, ideas outside the industry, because I have worked in so many industries: men's fashion, beauty, software development, analytics, real estate development. Ideas outside of your industry are interesting to people inside of your industry. And here's one example. When Ingrid Fetell-Lee's book on joy and color came out, her examples ranged from public schools to senior living communities. And that book wasn't circulating in education circles. It wasn't being discussed in retirement home circles, but it was instantly relatable. And that's what made the content a must read, especially for ownership groups of major senior living communities that were nationwide. They wanted to know how to innovate, but they couldn't look to how to innovate within the industry. If your industry is struggling with something, you should stop looking at only your industry for answers and ideas because it's limited. If your student onboarding and enrollment is broken, don't just study universities. Look at who does onboarding exceptionally well. Kimpton Hotels, possibly, or Marriott. If your customer experience is weak, stop reading the same internal playbook because it's not working. Look at other sectors that have solved that better. And that's where insight lives. And that insight is safe. That insight doesn't get you in trouble. It makes you valuable because you are. So here is how to share on LinkedIn and all the other socials without setting off alarm bells and getting, a call from your boss. First option, find an article, a book, a talk, an idea from outside your industry. Drop the link and add your perspective in an original post. Not a hot take. It's super jargony. A thoughtful connection and observation. That's what you can do. What does the idea make you think about? Where could this insight be applied? What opportunity does it reveal? Second option, if that media source has already posted on LinkedIn, comment directly on that post. Smart comments get read. Boring comments get scrolled past. And comments get read often more times than original posts because now you're visible to people who don't already follow you, but who do follow that source. The third option, share that source's LinkedIn post to your feed with your commentary. So don't just choose one of these options. Choose all three when it makes sense, because people who follow the media source, perhaps like the TED Talks source on LinkedIn, they might not follow you. And the people who follow you might not be following them. And that's how you expand your reach without chasing it and without lamenting, people aren't sharing my posts because your posts are boring, or they're non-existent because you are frozen because you don't know what to share that's not going to get you in trouble. This is how you do it. And one last reminder, you are insightful. You are a big effing deal. Your perspective is what people are looking for. For the love of Pete, people are leaning in when you talk, so don't stop talking. If you pause on something and think, this could really apply to my industry, my role, my sector, my business idea, that's your signal. Trust your gut. Grab the link, share the idea, add your thinking. That's not risky. That's leadership. And that's exactly what people want to see from you on social, especially on LinkedIn. I can't wait to see what you share. Do me a favor, after you share it, send me a DM so I can comment on your post. My DMs are always open and I'm super active on LinkedIn every single day.